Welcome back guys, my name is Silent Core and this is my weekly countdown series. Now I'm still working on a special episode for number 100, however I just need some more time to work on this, but today I'm going to be going over 10 things that I believe this game did better than GTA 5. Now this might be nostalgia speaking here a little bit, but this was actually the first ever Grand Theft Auto game I ever played, and probably one of my actual favourites from the whole GTA series. Now this game was released way back in 2002, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you guys watching this haven't actually played this game before, so let me know in the comments if you guys have played this before. And without further ado, I'm going to be going over 10 things that I think this game did better. So the first reason why Vice City is better than GTA 5 is the soundtrack. In my opinion, Vice City has the best soundtrack of probably any Grand Theft Auto game I've played so far. In GTA 5, I actually find myself skipping through a lot of the stations that I don't really care for, but pretty much any radio station I'd end up on in Vice City, I'd enjoy it, and you know, there's so many iconic classic songs that you'd hear on the radios. And I mean, I wasn't even alive in the 80s, but I can still really appreciate this music and how it kind of portrays to the overall theme of the game that was set in the 80s. And it's funny because when I still hear these songs today, I instantly think back to playing Vice City. And I can't be the only one that still thinks this way, because if you look these songs up on YouTube today, a lot of the top comments are still about this game that was released in 2002. Unfortunately, I can't play any of the songs in this video due to copyrights to help illustrate this point, but I'll probably put a playlist or something in the description of this video if you want a little nostalgia trip. At the number 9 spot is this setting. So usually games are set in the modern day in GTA, however GTA Vice City was set back in the 80s, and I think the music was a big part of kind of portraying the setting and the overall atmosphere, but everything in the game kind of pulled together to give the overall vibe of the game, and it was just a really awesome atmosphere playing this game. And just when you compare GTA 5, which is set in the modern day, there's just something about Vice City that had a certain charm with its time era. And I'm also a big fan of gangster films and gangster documentaries that talk about the mafia, and Vice City had loads of cool references to these films. Moving on to the number 8 spot is the location. So Vice City is obviously based on the very iconic Miami, and I'll probably show some gameplay on screen. I believe this is South Beach. I visited Miami once in real life, I think a year ago, and I'll maybe show a picture kind of comparing the two areas, and yeah, it definitely captures the kind of flashy, the vibrant signature areas in Miami. It was a really awesome setting for the game. And there's just something about driving around in Vice City that really captures the energy of Miami. You know, we've got all these signature hotels, all of the nightclubs, the lights, and then of course we've got Starfish Island. Although the map is a little bit on the small side compared to GTA 5, I think Vice City does make really good use of the land space. At the number 7 spot are rewards. So there's a few collectibles in GTA 5, but they really kind of lack any real rewards. However, in Vice City, completing most of these kind of side missions or collectibles would give you really sweet rewards that would actually benefit your gameplay. So by completing side missions such as the ambulance, the police, it would give you all sorts of different rewards, or getting the 100 packages, you'd start to get spawns at your hideout, you'll get increased health, more body armor, you'll be fireproof, you'll have unlimited sprint, you'll have infinite ammo. There was just so many different rewards that you could get from grinding out a lot of these side activities. So next up at the number 6 spot are characters. And I'm not just talking about the main protagonist, Tommy Vercetti, although he was a very badass main protagonist himself, but I found the characters that you meet throughout the Vice City story very memorable. You know, in GTA 5, I felt like I kind of forgot about a lot of the characters that you meet along the way, apart from obviously your 3 main protagonists, but a lot of the side characters you meet, you kind of forget about quite quickly, whereas in Vice City, a lot of them are quite memorable. And it's amazing the contrast between cutscenes as well. A lot of the characters in GTA 5 are very exaggerated. I feel like they kind of play on stereotypes, but make them very exaggerated and out there people. And I feel like at times it was a little bit too much. Whereas in Vice City, I feel like the characters have a little bit more of a subtle satire humour and less of the kind of cheesy dialogue we sometimes got in GTA 5. At the number 5 spot was having an interior mall. One of my favourite areas in Vice City was the shopping centre, or as you Americans call it, the mall, and there was always a load of people in there if you wanted to start any havoc. And of course the display car in the middle, which, let's be honest, we've all hopped in that and tried to steal it at least once. Comparing this to GTA 5, a lot of the stores are actually quite spread out, a lot of the buildings don't have any interiors, and you know, there are a couple of outdoor malls, but a lot of them are just kind of very spread out, and nothing like the mall that we had in Vice City. Next up are the range of side missions. Now the side missions in Vice City were actually quite a lot of fun, despite maybe the taxi driver one where you needed 100 different rides to get the 100% completion. That was a bit of a grind. But a lot of the side activities that we could do were just generally quite a lot of fun. We had things like races that unlocked special cars, there was rampages you could do. I think we did have a few rampages in GTA 5 as Trevor, but honestly I feel like these were a lot more fun in Vice City. In Vice City we also had stadium events when you unlock the second island. They were actually quite challenging, but definitely a lot of fun to complete. And how could we forget about Pizza Boy, where you could deliver pizzas, or basically throw them at people before you run out of time. At the number 3 spot is the variety of melee weapons available in Vice City. So in GTA 5 I think we only have maybe 1 or 2 missions where we kind of use melee, whereas in Vice City the melee combat was widely used. You know, we had an awesome array of melee weapons that you could find around the game. In fact, you could actually even visit a hardware store and take your pick of gruesome melee weapons off the shelf. You know, you could buy screwdrivers, meat cleavers, machetes, katanas, and one of my personal favourite, the chainsaw, which was absolutely brutal. At the number 2 spot is decapitation. Now this is quite a small detail, but in Vice City and also in San Andreas you're actually able to decapitate your enemies either by a precise headshot, or you could use melee weapons to great use and do some serious damage by chopping people's heads off. If you got the right swing on your katana you're actually able to completely behead someone, which is pretty insane. I feel like the damage and the gore in GTA 5 was extremely toned down, and I really hope Red Dead Redemption 2 will actually bring back some of the more brutal injuries, because I feel a lot of the injuries that your characters would sustain in Red Dead Redemption were quite brutal, so I really hope that Red Dead 2 will bring this back. And that leaves us with the last reason that Vice City was better than GTA 5, which are the range of properties. So when you first start off in Vice City you kind of live in a hotel room, you have no money, and throughout the game progression you make more money to buy more businesses, to make more money to buy more businesses, and there's a lot of properties available all over the map, and you can own a whole host of businesses, or assets as they're called in Vice City, and they'll actually generate you money once you own them. So to name a few of these, you could buy a movie studio, an ice cream factory, multiple clubs, and then you can also use these as your save points. So there's quite a range of places that you could buy and own in the game. So that was my 10 reasons why I enjoyed Vice City over GTA 5. Let me know down in the comments if you agree with me, if there was anything in Vice City that you preferred over GTA 5, or even if you disagree with me, if you prefer GTA 5 for some reason, other than the graphics probably. Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please take a second to leave it a like, it will really help out my channel, and also subscribe. I do a countdown every single week. And if you've missed them, I've also done this same style of video for GTA 4 and also GTA San Andreas, so I'll probably have those linked on screen if you want to check those out. Have yourselves a great day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Dodging missiles, dodging bullets, coming at me now, tell me to pull it. I'm a G, DOA, silent core in GTA.